All right, here we are, getting in our workout a little later than usual, but able to actually stream it. So very nice. Here we are. What do we have for today? Today is a deload, so it should be relatively light, and we should probably be able to crank it out pretty fast. We may do a game stream afterwards. I am unsure quite yet. Thursday. Oh yeah, that is quite light. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and update this. Yep. We have five for 4. Up, close grip. Three sets of 3, 230. Guess that's what we got. And probably do some verted rows. And we'll see what the time's looking like, if we're gonna crank anything else out after that. So pretty, pretty light. And I think we are going to crack this open. Nothing like a white trash monster. Nothing like that white trash monster. Man, this week has been an interesting one. We've just been like so stiff. I don't know. We definitely needed that deload. I just actually didn't even feel like that bad last week, but this week, whew. Alright, so close grip and then feet up. Even know what we're gonna play. Like, we kind of anticipated we were gonna be playing some more Zenless Zone Zero, but I'll be honest, like, it was just like it was not selling itself to me very much. I do not think it was that great. It was just not captivating me. That's the right word. Like, I think I streamed it for like 2 hours last night. I just couldn't stream any longer. It was like, honestly, kind of put me to sleep. I think it's kind of an L for Hoyoverse, if I'm being honest. What we maybe will do is we might finish leveling on Final Fantasy 14. Why does this look just so uneven? Yeah, so we might finish leveling on Final Fantasy 14. We got level gated in the story where we needed to be 99. So I grinded out to 99, so we re-picked back up on the story. And I think we're kind of like obviously at that last little end of stretch. I'm hoping I don't get level gated. Like, to where you need level 100 to finish the story. I can't remember if that... I feel like they don't do that. I feel like they kind of probably try to avoid that. But for some reason, I didn't really get level gated at all this expansion. In fact, this was the only time. I feel like in previous expansions, it was maybe more frequent. Definitely what was more frequent in the past, I feel like, was eye level gated for the dungeon that you had to do for the quest. I actually did not ever experience that. And I don't know if I just got lucky. Like, when I did the dungeons, I actually got drops that, you know, were for me. Yeah, definitely felt like I didn't get eye level gated. Yeah, this is gonna be a quick one. This is already 225. I only had to go up to 255. So we will do... Alright, let's go up to 255. That was 225. We'll probably just go straight up there. I'm gonna do 245 and then just go up that little jump. So, I'll have to wait around here pretty quickly, unfortunately. We're gonna put the blue on and then have to take it off. So tomorrow is Friday tomorrow. Like we got a message, I just need to get closer to see it. Yo, Arcane, happy 4th to you as well. I think we're gonna kick it off with some Final Fantasy after this workout. Kinda just chill out. How about you? What do you got going on for the night? All right. Set of 4 here. Burgers and corn? Heck yeah. Alright. Yeah, it'll be a chill night. We hit 99 last night, so we just have that final stretch we gotta get through. on Final Fantasy. Did you already crank it out yourself? Alright, set 4. Let's go, baby. Doesn't matter what day it is. Gotta put in the work. Oof, man. Let's see. Zenless Zone Zero. I took out the earbuds for this. I'll be honest, you know, going into it, I wasn't super hyped for it like other games, right? It just has a different like art style and character design. So like right off the get, there wasn't any. I mean, it's a gacha game, right? So gets into my point of like there was no characters that I was really like compelled to try to get or try to pull for. None of them that I was super excited for. Some of them are decent, but I think it's just like a preference on art style. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I was really enjoying it. I definitely wanted to give it like a fair shake because it is a Hoyoverse game, right? And they come out with quality stuff, right? They have the funding and the affordances to be able to go ahead and do that, but I don't know, the combat was just like so simple. And I think it would have been better for them if they released before Wuthering Waves, but after playing Wuthering Waves and that sort of like setting a much higher standard for like combat, even of a gacha or like a mobile game, it just felt so simple and like redundant. So, which that was something that they were trying to like market as or you know, try to take more of that market. But I don't know, man. It was not very. I don't know. You know, I only played it for 2 hours. Well, I played it for a little longer than 2 hours. I streamed it for 2 hours last night, and then I played it for a little bit longer. But I haven't even logged in today because I'm just like, well, I think I'd just rather play like these other games right now. Maybe needs a few updates before it gets substantial. Heard the combat wasn't exactly stimulating. Yeah, and you know, the AIs, like, I don't know, it just felt pretty samey, I guess. And I think we were really spoiled with Wuthering Waves for like the people that tried it out. So I wasn't sure, like, I kind of figured that it might be good enough to keep in my rotation, or at least, like, had promised that it would get better, and I just don't even know if I'll keep it in my, like, sort of mobile game, like, daily check-in, rotation. But I think, like I said, I'll continue to give it, like, a little bit more of a try, and, maybe, you know, they come out with some characters that I feel like are just a little bit more compelling. But I do think it is, and I haven't even extensively played some of the other Hoyoverse games, but I do think it's probably one of the worst Hoyoverse games. Like if you had to rate the Hoyoverse games, it's probably going to be kind of near the bottom. And don't get me wrong, there were some things that I felt like they did really well, but then there were some things that I just think that I really just disliked. Like the whole TV system where, I don't know. For like the majority of missions, that just can't be how it is. I understand because it's like sort of innovative and they're thinking outside the box, and like I think it's a cool idea, but when you have to do it like almost every mission, like that's gonna get annoying so fast. And like I think it already did for me, so that's even the crazier thing about it. So we'll see. We'll try it out. I do think you either love the game or you hate it. Like if you like the art style and the character design, and like that's something that you vibe with from a personal preference, you probably actually love the game. But otherwise, I feel like you probably just don't like it. Isn't it similar to the other gacha? Wuthering Waves. Yeah, so we've been playing quite a bit of Wuthering Waves. And I think they both tout themselves as like, you know, maybe like action, combat, gacha game. But Wuthering Waves combat is so much more complex than Zenless Zone Zero. That's what I was saying. I think Zenless would have had a better time off if they actually released before Wuthering Waves. Because Wuthering combat just makes Zenless just feel so bad. That's my personal preference. So what do we got? Set of 2. Wuthering has been, I mean, to be fair, like there are some legitimate criticisms of Wuthering when it released. Some of them that I think were probably like not warranted, and some of them that just didn't apply to me. Like people that are playing actually from their phone, they probably are going to have a better time on Zenless, right? But if you have a PC and you're playing on PC, and you can really like draw out the game that way, I think Wuthering combat is just very enjoyable, and overall, just a good game. But yeah, I'm very much a fan of Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Heights? I don't know if I've heard of that book, but yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I don't know. Zenless. It's really a shame, in my opinion. But I guess that's not really my problem. I have plenty of, you know, mobile games to play right now alongside like whatever I try to play, whether it's like MMO or whatever, like games on the side. Yeah. I will say I think I'm actually more excited for Swords of Convaleria. That's gonna be at the end of this month. It is a gacha. It's kind of like a Final Fantasy Tactics. So that looks pretty cool. Very excited for that one. That one's cool. Never. No, I don't think I ever had to read Wuthering Heights. No. I don't think so. Yeah, there's honestly just a lot of. This was another point that I was also gonna say is there's just a lot of like mobile games that have come out this year and are slated to still come out this year. I think they should have tried to make more changes or cooked harder on Zenless. If they wanted it to be up there with the good, with the greats. What do we have? 230. I actually need to do some more digging into Swords of Candelaria because I haven't checked it out like a ton, but I kind of understood like the premise of it. And I've seen a little bit of the gameplay. Whatever happened to Blue Protocol? You know, I've actually been seeing that pop up a little bit. There's been some videos that people are speculating that it might actually not even release in other regions. I think so. The original published location was Japan, I'm pretty sure, right? So what was it? I think Korea. In Korea, Smilegate was responsible for the publication of Blue Protocol, but I actually think that that's been canceled. And then for us, right? So Amazon Game Studio is both Throne and Liberty and Blue Protocol. Both of them did not do good in their, respective original regions. That warranted, I guess, delaying the publication for our regions. But Throne and Liberty was supposed to be first, right? So if Throne and Liberty gets delayed, then of course Blue Protocol just inevitably gets pushed back as well. But Throne and Liberty, they've made some pretty good strides, and people are actually happy with the direction of the game in Korea now. So I think we're still excited for Throne and Liberty. They're adding in some new stuff. They added in 3v3 arenas. Although I did see and hear, unfortunately, that they are unequalized. I'm hoping that there's enough of a gripe where that gets changed. I saw they're adding in the new weapons. They're raising the level cap already, which, I mean, the game hasn't really been out for that long. A new area. I think they're starting to put some emphasis on life skilling. So we'll see about that, right? The open beta is sometime mid this month. So that will go on. I think it's honestly just for a week, maybe even a little less than a week. And then it launches in August. So they're gonna get that big update, and then I think it's gonna launch for us. So we'll have even more stuff to do. Amazon isn't great for their game publishers. I don't know how New World is still thriving. Yeah, New World, man. New World is an interesting one because I think that was actually probably the most fun that I had playing an MMO early on. The early game PvP, right? You leveled up, you were kind of in the 20s to 30s, but there was so much everybody was around your level and you were doing the open world PvP, and I was playing with a bunch of friends. That was honestly so much fun. I have never had that much fun for not really getting rewarded to PvP, and we were just doing that for hours. I still low-key am trying, I'm rooting for New World that it hopefully continues to be a more fleshed out game with more stuff to do. I don't know if it'll get to that point. I think they should have just gotten more manpower on the New World team, because I think if it had way more stuff to do, the game would still be really popping. And then Lost Ark, I think Lost Ark is continuing to hemorrhage players. And that's partially just how the game is designed at its base level, but also that Amazon is not taking ownership of being able to change things that they say they can't change. And I do think that the population is even going to continue to dwindle and dwindle even more. And dude, like, I'll be honest, I have probably put in like 6,000 to 7,000 hours in Lost Ark since it came out, and it's coming from me. Like, I just walked, like, I couldn't do it anymore. I just walked away from it. Like, so there was a lot of sunk cost fallacy. And like I just couldn't do it anymore. I just don't think it's worth it. It stopped like being. I know this is a meme, but it honestly stopped respecting, even, my time. I don't mind grinding and all of that, but like when I see that there are people RMTing, I could just work a fucking part-time job shift and then put that money into the game and be way more ahead. Like my time has to be valued more out of like what I'm getting in from the game. Part of that's a bot issue, right? But they also haven't really, fixed that. Which sucks because like Lost Ark combat is top tier for sure. But I just couldn't do it anymore. Which I'll probably play it here and there, but I feel like Lost Ark is one of those games when you finally get away. And say, like, if you didn't play for a week, you would just, like, not want to go back at all. So, like, the amount of free time that I realized I had after not, like, playing Lost Ark it's kind of, like, mind-boggling. So, Lost Ark, I think it kind of maintained a good player base a little bit longer than New World, but I do think it's going to continue to spiral downward for sure. But honestly, Amazon, they kind of just got catfished by both Blue Protocol and Throne and Liberty. They were sold these like pretty packages that were wrapped up all nicely, and then they launched in their respective regions and like they got shit on. And I think the bigger issue is Blue Protocol. As much as it pains me to say that, I don't think they have made quite as much strides in like making the game better as much as Throne and Liberty. It sounds like Throne and Liberty has really like turned around for sure. I think this lowered somehow a little bit. You can't do with grinding these days. Yeah, I'm nearing that. And I think that's why I'm more okay with like gacha games and playing them. It's because once things pick up, business-wise and all that type of stuff, that like gacha games are always the ones that are just, you don't have to put a lot of time in and you're kind of limited on what you can do every day. And I think for some people that's actually a good thing and it's freeing. You know, they can still play video games and enjoy like the gameplay loop without having to spend an astronomical amount of time. Of course, they're just also locked behind the gotcha features, but guess you just pick your poison. Either spend more time or more money to get ahead. Like, I guess you just choose, right? There are people that are gonna find ways to get ahead, whether they just play the game longer as like an an MMO sense, or they put more money in, and that's more like their gotcha. So I think you just gotta fundamentally enjoy the game and justify whatever it is. All right, so I think we got one more set of bench. I think we've only done two at 230. Of course, that also doesn't necessarily like condone spending or engaging in the gotcha, because most of the time I like very low spender when I do play those types of games. But I just think fundamentally people that don't like gotchas or shit on gotchas, just something to conceptualize. Plus nowadays, like MMOs and like other games like that are kind of just starting to have as many microtransactions as mobile or gacha games anyways. We honestly might get a late start into the first Ascendant, speaking of microtransactions, because I am kind of curious to see how that's going to turn out. I played a beta, I think it was a beta, a while back ago. I feel like that had to have been at least like half a year ago. And I thought it was like decent. I think you're kind of getting exactly what you expect out of it, and it's probably nothing more. But, you know, maybe they changed some things, made it better. I'm still banking on. I really just want to give an honest shot into, like, taking streaming seriously for a specific game. And I just realized this, like, after putting in so much hours in Lost Ark. Like, that is something that I 100% should have done with Lost Ark. Because the time passed, and here I am, thinking, like, potential growth that I could have had from the Twitch platform standpoint. So, I know I've mentioned this. I was really hoping that Throne and Liberty would be that, and I was kind of bummed because it was looking like the game was not doing super well. But now I think we're still excited for Throne, and it looks like it'll be a lot of fun to play and fun to watch. So that is the plan still. Definitely be spending some more time, specifically with the game streams when Throne comes out. As long as they're still keeping on the path. There's honestly just a ton of stuff to play right now. Ton of stuff. Alright, so we got our inverted rows now. And then we'll probably do maybe a little bit of Final Fantasy 14 streaming. Yeah, we definitely need to rest up here for the rest of this deload week, so we can hopefully feel fresh next week. Cause this week, it's been feeling rough for sure. Our squat day was like pure, and I don't know, we were feeling so rough on that squat day. Not too many days, even like on deload weeks, where it's like I wish it was even lighter, but that was definitely one of those days. That was absolutely one of those days. What else could we do? And what's our time looking like? 38 is actually not too bad. I mean, it is deload, so it is a bit quicker. But we should be done at roughly 45 minutes. And then we can get that last level on Final Fantasy. It's 7:47 for us. Alright, where... do a little superset. I scoot back far enough. Actually, that works. I'll get that music playing again here in a sec. Actually, I forgot to pull up the YouTube live stream too. Not sure. Usually you don't get like chatters in there quite as much, but hate to miss it. Alright. Kind of wonder where our foam roller is. I might do a little bit of rolling out just to loosen up a little bit. Not that I'm like a huge advocate of foam rollers, because I do think they are overrated. But every now and again, it's nice for a little bit of temporary relief. I saw somebody else in the chat there. I'll be able to check it here in a second. Daniel, good to see you in. Happy 4th. Alright. Actually, let's do our superset before we take a break here. Dang, it's popping. Welcome in, everybody. Ooh. Welcome. Happy 4th. Enjoy it. Getting swole on the 4th. Putting in the work. Then we're gonna chill out. I eat some good food. I actually ate a nice steak right before stream. I took my pre-workout. I was waiting around for my brother to leave. Cause this is like technically his space, right? So whenever I do the workout streams, it's usually when he's at work or away. And then I realized that my dad had finished the steaks. And usually I try not to eat like right before I work out. But I was like, I can't pass up a nice warm steak. So, yeah. Wait, a nice steak. How about you? And of course we got our trusty white trash monster to energize us following the workout. Probably play. I'd like to get. I'm gonna focus on getting that last level. I think on Final Fantasy 14, and then kind of go from there. Not sure how long we'll have the game stream tonight. I know one of the homies wants to play some Dungeonborn tonight, I think. Which Dungeonborn is pretty fun little co-op game. That's pretty similar to Dark and Darker for the people that haven't heard of it. I honestly think it's just more polished than Dark and Darker. Combat's got a little bit more complexity to it. Your bro works out too. He does sometimes, but more so like the basement here, right? So we got this lovely couch in the background, and then over there is this bed. So it's just down here in the basement. This is his computer, technically, but we just have the rack and everything back here. So I use his computer to stream whenever I do my workout streams. Usually works out pretty good. It is technically, you know, kind of a man cave. Alright, so I think we have one more set of lateral raises. Maybe, eventually, once the actual like garage gets fleshed out, that might be a scenario where we can move the actual gym portion into the garage, and then I can kind of like also do my workout streams whenever I want. I don't really have to plan around anybody or like do a bunch of setting up in between or like before each stream. At some point maybe. It's just also like very hard to try to put a schedule on the Twitch and like be really faithful to it, because maybe sometimes my brother doesn't work that day or yada yada. So you know, things come up, and it's very hard for me to like set a workout, you know, schedule and put it on Twitch. Like, this is when you'll expect me. Although I know it does like help, of course. Kind of just get it in when we can. But I do try to update people on a little Discord of like you know, prior to me going live, at least for a little bit of a notice ahead of time. Alright, I think that honestly about covers it for the workout. So this is our deload week. Kind of some lighter weights, which was much needed. Then next week we'll be back at it again, nice and heavy. But I do think we're probably going to get in a small game stream following this. So I just need to go upstairs, set up, and then we'll go live. Gonna try to get that last level on Final Fantasy 14 and see what that's all about. I don't know. Yeah. You know, we streamed Zenless for 2 hours last night. I think that's gonna be an off-stream thing, because the biggest thing is I don't want to also just look like I'm not having a super duper good time. Like, I'll continue to try it out and see if it gets better, maybe picks up, but otherwise it'll just be whatever here and there. I know I did mention about a week ago maybe starting an Elden Ring playthrough, but then, you know, we had all this stuff that popped up, the Wuthering Waves update, the Zenless, Final Fantasy 14 expansion, so we might revisit that idea. Alrighty, everybody. Well, that about does it for the workout stream. So thanks for popping in. Thanks for chatting. Happy 4th. Hope you guys enjoy it. Also, you know, be safe. We are going to wrap this up and then get things set up for just a little bit of a gaming stream after this. So if you want to, you can just sort of wait in the browser, and then I will, you know, go live again. Probably about 10:15 is what it'll take me to set up. All right. Peace, everybody. Enjoy your 4th.